We're breaking the law, breaking the world together. Throwing out all tenderness, we're breaking the rules. No cause, no choice, no going back to how it was. No slowing down because we'll keep our heads high. Our fists raised till we die. We're living by our own judgment.
So?
Well, I think it's not good.
Want to be a little more specific?
There's good and there's not good. This is not good.
You know, I get into the voice. Turn around now, and you can go home in one piece. But if you don't, just remember, going down this path was your choice. Now, if you want to die, step up!
I got chills, I got chills, I got chills.
What you have done has made God very unhappy.
Remember, just work hard, keep your head up, and good things will come your way. Well, if you drink Soylent and you're the Asian boy Yongyea.
Unlike the great value offered by the sponsor of today's video, Soylent, a company focused on enhancing your nutrition through delicious and conveniently packaged drinks. One of my goals for 2023 is to hit the gym frequently, bulk up, and get fit, as well as enhance my diet and health in general. And for that purpose, Soylent has fit perfectly into my life.
Soy increases estrogen. You might as well be taking your girl's birth control pills.
If you're me, you will continuously be punished for even trying to be somewhat creative. Like I've been saying in all of my recent videos, people really love their mid. Their favorite content creators aren't the ones that edit. They're not the ones that are creative. They're not the ones that are entertaining. No, people's favorite content creators are the ones with the most minimal amount of effort put in. I don't know why, but it's like the less entertainment value in the video, the more people will like it and sub to it. So if you want any tips for starting up a channel, be as lazy as possible. You will be rewarded heavily for it. Not only will you gain subscribers every day, not only will CD Projekt Red send you gaming chairs, not only will you get all the sponsorships to video games that contradict everything you stand against, but you will also be handed some of the most prestigious roles in voice acting, apparently. What do you do? Well, I sit here, I report the news, and I say Yong out at the end of all of my videos. Well, by God, you have what it takes to be the voice of Kiryu. Would you like a voice acting gig? I kid you not, this is literally all it takes. And that's why everything's going to shit. All our media sucks, and that's because people are being given important roles just for having clout and not talent. These days, talent is no longer a requirement. It's why voice acting roles are being handed out to celebrities, social media influencers, and content creators about as creative as a Disney writer. Honestly, it's amazing how far the art of not trying can get you. But I mean, we're living during a time where the most mid of entertainment is held in such high regards. People will kiss your ass for doing the absolute bare minimum, and they wouldn't have it any other way. They like their boring ass content creators, and they don't want it to change, which sucks because it's given such talentless hacks so much power. Why do you think a lot of our entertainment sucks? People who are somewhat popular on social media will get pulled aside and asked to work on these projects. What are your qualifications is not a question they're asking anymore, and it's exactly why there is so much gross miscasting going on. Hence, why we've got goddamn Yongyea as the English dub of Kiryu in the brand new Yakuza game. And surprise, surprise, it's awful.
もう3分待ってくれたら素直に感謝できたんだよな。
You know, had you just waited 3 minutes, I'd have been a little more grateful. Yeah.
町の情報通何人かに接触して渡りはつけた。
I made contact with a good number of people, just waiting for them to get back to me.
あんたは相変わらず一言余計だ。
There's always something extra, isn't there?
余計な話はいい。 例の人物について
Let's cut the chit chat. You got any info for me?
日本人確かなのか
Japanese. You're sure about that?
いい加減な情報だな
Some help that is.
なんだそりゃ
They what?
そいつの特徴他に何かないのか
So he was naked. Anything else stand out?
タトゥー
A tattoo.
調子に乗るなそいつの行方は
Don't test me. So where is he?
アートウォールズだなわかった
The art walls. Thanks.
You suck!
Sweet Lion of Zion! Why on earth would you ever hand over the role of one of the most masculine Japanese chads over to one of the most demasculated Asian men who drink soy? It doesn't make sense! They really had Yongyea sit in the recording booth and completely butcher Kiryu for an entire year. And nobody got up and said anything? They said, let's roll with it, let's publish that shit. Not even the goddamn auto-tuning could save his voice. He ruined karaoke in Yakuza. This YouTuber single-handedly ruined the dub of Yakuza. There's no other way to say it, Yong, but you are not him. You're not a fit for this role whatsoever. And Kiryu is a very important character in this game. So knowing ahead of time this is what I'm going to be hearing for the next 48 hours, and that's just for the campaign probably. It is a Yakuza game after all. Just knowing that that is the voice I will be hearing coming out of Kiryu in the dub for 48 hours ruins the whole thing. And I was actually gonna play this dubbed. I was gonna give it a chance. You know how much reading there is in Yakuza games? Sometimes Daddy Frit just wants to be rolling a blunt, focusing on making sure he ain't ripping the paper, and just listening to the dialogue in the background. If you're gonna play a Yakuza game, always be prepared to be sitting down for at least 6 hours per chapter. These games are long. I mean, goddamn it, Yong, you were already on thin ice for lending out your voice to the atrocious scam known as Quantum Error. The fact that you actually did any voice work for that game and have remained silent about how big of a disaster it was is so telling of your character. But now that you've ruined Yakuza, I take it personal, okay? You got no idea how enamored I am with this franchise. I'm a hypocrite, okay? I always make fun of PlayStation for having movie-based games. Yakuza games are even way more cinematic. I don't give a shit, I like the characters, okay? I like baka-mitaing myself into over-drinking every night. Other than New Vegas, Yakuza 0 remains the game that I wish I could erase all my memory of just to enjoy it all over again. I take it personal. You sabotaged my video game. What's this world gone to? For people like me, for people like you. Well, prepare yourself for more Yong greatness because this man's gonna be voice acting for Persona 3 next. And oh man, Yong, and I will be real with you. Yakuza fans are one thing, but you do not fuck with the Persona fandom. So God help me, if you dare sabotage their game, they will fuck you like a pig. See, I know you've done voice work for JoJo, and that wasn't too bad. Go to hell, you insignificant little brat! I don't think Yongyea is incapable of having a proper role for his voice, but this mismatching and also lending out his voice to terrible asset flips is not helping Yong win over any fans. I mean, Jesus Christ. People were going ham on him about it earlier this year, and as we can all agree, for good reasons, it's terrible, it's not good at all, but that doesn't mean I think you need to be going and threatening the guy. So I stood up for him, but was also critical of his voice acting work, and he still blocked me.
What's there to say? It's not my first or my last.
Alright, Yong ended up blocking me for actually standing up for him because I dared to still be critical of his voice work while I was at it. He actually also ended up doing the same to Razor Fist, who also dared to be critical of those precious vocal cords. Well, let's not kid ourselves here, Razor Fist. You are also well known to be trigger happy when it comes to the block button. So seeing Razor Fist call out anyone for blocking him is hilarious. Nonetheless, he joins the lengthy list of people Yongyea was mass blocking for having even the slightest of criticism over his voice work. And so he's fired back at the critics, stating, "Appreciate all those reaching out with kind words on Kiryu. Always knew some toxicity was coming, or that not everyone would be on board, but I'm glad to see more people are warming up to my version, and I'm excited for people to see Kiryu's full journey. Wish I could show more."
Go to the ear, nose, and throat department. Get your hearing checked.
Who in the hell is warming up to this? I have not seen a single person warm up to your voice work for Kiryu. Nobody, not a single person has played it over and over, and by the 10th time has said, "You know what? It's really starting to grow on me." No, it gets worse the longer we listen to it. It's bad. I'm telling you it's bad is not being toxic. It's just being honest with you. Or as Dreamcast guy would say, brutally honest. I get the apprehension. You've been listening to an iconic voice for almost 20 years and have a very clear idea of how he should sound. My voice is not a 100% match, and it's not supposed to be. Similarly to how, say, English and Japanese versions of Snake sound vocally distinct. You guys, I'm not supposed to sound like Kiryu. That's not the whole point. You see, English and Japanese versions of Snake, yeah, they sound vocally distinct. You just sound like trash. That is the only distinction between your Kiryu and the original Kiryu. One is trash, the other is godlike. That is the only distinction. And it's not solely you being miscast for the role, but getting just a glimpse at Ichiban's English voice dub, it's blatantly obvious who is the more experienced voice actors at work here. You stick out and sound very amateurish. You didn't bring any life to the character. You are not good at replicating his stoicism. There will always be a loud minority who will claim I get cast because I'm a YouTuber. For your information, I've been acting longer than I've been YouTubing. I earned Kiryu. Spent days perfecting my auditions. If they only cared about follower numbers, they'd just cast Mr. Beast for everything. Well, that doesn't make any sense because such an experienced voice actor would have clearly noticed he is not fit for this role. Right? All your years of experience, and this is what you recorded on the mic? There ain't no way in hell you thought it was good. Any experienced voice actor with functioning ears would be able to say, "I'm not a fit for this role. Maybe I should do something else." But nope, Yongyea really wants to hammer in that he's the English voice of Kiryu. I mean, after all, it is his Twitter tagline. Voice of Kiryu. I mean, the massive ego you've gotta have to be like, yeah, I just butchered the English dub of this game, but I was Kiryu. Isn't that cool? I'm so awesome. I hate you, Young. I hate you. Why would you do this to Kiryu? You knew you were not fit for the role, you bastard. Hilarious though, the utter hypocrisy of him being so vocal about his critics when he posted things like this. The thing about Chris Pratt voicing Mario is he's not coming up with a new voice for a new character. It's someone very iconic and recognizable. He doesn't have to go 100% Charles Martinet, but Mario sounding mostly like Chris is jarring. I hope future trailers change my mind. Proof that the perfect tweet exists for just about everything is just too good to be true. I had to question if it was Photoshopped, but no, this tweet is real. I don't know how tone deaf you gotta be to make a tweet like this, only for a year later to be doing exactly what you are criticizing. And what's more, handling it worse. Chris Pratt handled his criticisms of Mario like a champ compared to you. Meanwhile, you're sitting there thinking, I earned Kiryu. I put in the work. I mean, yeah, I sound like an AI, but I spent years working on my auditions. That should count for something, right? No, what counts for anything is if you're fit for the role and you've got the talent, and you're neither. You wanted to be so openly critical towards Chris Pratt, but you don't want anybody to give you the same exact criticism back. Look, I'll say this, Yong, okay? You have more experience than I do. I have voice acted for a video game, Born Punk, but again, I wasn't fit for any main leads. They used me as a small cameo for a nameless soldier and not a lead role that was handed to actual voice actors, which is exactly how Yong's voice should be used. But instead, he was literally handed the most important role in the game, and done so recklessly as well. I don't understand what credentials Yong has to back up that he was fit for this type of role, but someone at Sega thought he was, and that person needs to be questioned even more than Yong. But whatever, Yong, I hope it was worth it. I hope butchering one of gaming's most iconic characters was worth you being able to dress up as him for videos. I hope the bragging rights pays off, but from my perspective, people hate you now. But believe it or not, I've seen Yongyea get himself out of worse situations. Like, to this day, I still question how he reached 1 million subscribers and remained successful after what he pulled off with Cyberpunk. But again, like I said, people enjoy their mid. They like their bland-ass news takes. This is what people want. Well, you'll get more of it. You'll get more of Yongyea's bland mid-ass in your video games, in your TV shows, and in your soy products. This is what you deserve for subscribing to such mid. Enjoy it, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.
Fritonga sucks ass.